Well, I'm joined right now by Inspired, with coverage brought to you by Alienware, to talk about his time on Evil Geniuses and how things are going. We should say we're recording this the first week of LCS, but we're probably not going to talk much about that because I'd rather just get to know about your time joining Evil Geniuses. So, Inspired, for those who are now learning about you in the LCS and don't know about your legacy and LEC, can you talk to us a little bit about your career?
I played for Rogue for Academy for like half of the year, and after the main team was doing poorly, we all got subbed in from Academy to the main team, and from that point on, I played 5 splits in LEC, and I went to Worlds twice, and I'm here in EG.
So, how many years have you been playing?
Just overall or
Overall,
competitive?
yeah. Well, I guess how many years were you in academy, and then how many years were you in LEC?
I mean, when LEC was created, then the academy systems was as well created, so I only played for 1 split. So when LEC started, I missed the first split. I was on academy, and after that, I started playing on the LEC stage.
Gotcha. All right. So why did you end up in LCS? Because so many EU players bemoan LCS. They say we're bad, blah blah blah. But obviously, that we've had some great folks come over here, like yourself. So, what led to your decision to join an LCS team?
I mean, overall, I just wanted to change the team because I didn't feel like playing for the same team for such a long time. Is that I mean, you don't have the same drive playing with the same people all the time for like 3 years straight. It just feels a bit not that fun to work anymore because you are just doing something that you are very used to, and I don't know, it just feels not that great to me. But when right now I join a new team and I have everyone new around, I have to adapt to everything, try to be good as a team with new players. It just feels I just feels, I don't know, more fun. It feels like I want to work harder because I have more motivation to do it, and that was basically like my decision why I wanted to leave Rogue, because I didn't feel like Rogue is a bad team. I just wanted a change.
Were there any opportunities in LEC that you turned down, or was it LCS or bust?
I mean, overall, I wanted to join the best team possible, and I think EG was just the best team that I could join, so I chose EG.
Gotcha. What has it been like playing with these guys? Because I think some people were worried that maybe you joined EG or you agreed to join EG, and then suddenly they're like, oh, but we've got the 17-year-old in the mid lane who hasn't competed in LCS before or whatever. And then Peter Dunn, I think later on my show, had mentioned that you knew going into this. So I guess, yeah, why did you feel like this was the right team, and when did you know that the roster that you're playing with was going to be the one you'd be competing alongside?
I mean, I guess you asked mostly why I decided to play with Jojo, or
Yeah, I
like
guess it's like because I think a lot of people would be surprised that a veteran would want to play with like a brand new rookie. So not just him, but primarily JoJo, but obviously the other three guys as well.
I mean, I knew Impact is very good players. Same for Vulcan. I faced Vulcan at Worlds. I played against Impact at Worlds 2020 as well when he was on Liquid. So I knew those two are very good. I saw some highlights of Dennis, and I knew AD carries the road that you just need good hands, and that's basically it. And for me, I mean, I know when I was a rookie, I felt very confident coming into LEC, and people didn't really like maybe judge me like I would be very good or something. So I know that. The public opinion doesn't really matter. I just have to see some games of him in academy and see. I can see if the player is good, even if his team is not winning or something. I can see if the player is good, and I kind of saw potentially Jojo, and I think it just more fun to play with someone like that than play with just like middle pack mid laner.
Yeah.
I'd rather play with someone like Jojo and try to teach him stuff that people didn't teach me when I was playing my first split, and I was like missing back then. And right now, if I can just help him with that, I feel like he will become very good. So I kind of wanted to take this risk that I didn't think will be a very high risk.
Have you been helping him learn anything?
Yeah, definitely, I can see he's improving a lot from every official game, even at games when we started. Then Lokin started from every game. He was taking a lot of like notes what he should do better. And I do believe right now, and especially when he started playing on stage, he will also take a lot of experience from that, and he will be even better at playoffs.
What is there any examples of stuff that you can share that you've taught him?
Uh, I mean, he has like a lot of ways to play the. I mean, not a lot, but he has like he looks up to Chovy a lot, and he wants to be like him. So I have to teach him some stuff that Chovy is doing great, but some stuff he's paying too much for himself and not helping the team. So we have to work on this with Jojo. So he knows when he has to pressure his lane, and he knows when he needs to help his teammates. And I think that's the biggest thing we are working on currently, because he was very focused on laning before.
Is there anything about playing with these four guys that surprised you when you came in, like about the players themselves or about the way they play or the way they look at their game?
I mean, Vulcan is very decisive when he plays, so I was a bit surprised, because when I was playing with Trimby, he was not the guy that would always call for the engage and just go no matter what. And with Vulcan, it's like when he sees the engage, he will just go for it. He will be the first one calling. So that feels nice for Impact. I see that he knows how to win games, not necessarily like play for his lane. I think that you can see that he has experience, so he knows what's better for the team. Is it better to play for his lane or maybe sacrifice and just play for the team? So I kind of expected them to be like that. So it's not like I got really surprised, but that's something nice that I like about them.
Yeah. What do you think of the other teams? Obviously, we've only recently gotten all these teams in place, so I don't even know if you've played against all the different lineups so far. But what do you think of the other LCS teams, especially since you've just come over from LEC, which obviously very different?
I mean, at Lock-in, the teams that we played in groups, especially, were pretty bad. They like didn't really do much, but maybe just because they were like brand new, the split just started. People probably didn't have much practice, so obviously people will play a bit worse at the beginning. And about the new teams that I just played against TSM and Cloud9, we didn't scrim against them much. I think we scrimmed TSM once, like 2 weeks ago, but we didn't play against Cloud9 at this roster at all. So we didn't really know what to expect coming into the games. I mean, they're for sure good rosters, but I think they will be like set top 5 with C9, us, 100 Thieves, and TL are actually top 4. I think these four teams will be like better than the other pack of the table.
So it's kind of like a top four, and then there's everybody else. What do you think about Dignitas, for instance? Because I think a lot of people have been feeling really good about them.
Yeah, I think they're very good, like as a mid jungle team. Where before we played them, I knew that the mid jungle is like probably one of the better in the league. I would be more scared of them than like some other top team mid jungles, because I know how River plays. I played against him at Worlds. Actually, I was playing against him 2 years at Worlds. So I knew he's very good, and they kind of choked against us, or like the game they just misplayed early, and from that we just snowballed. But I knew even though they lost against us, and people were saying that they will be bad or something, I knew that they are probably the best team out of the bottom teams, because I know that River will be able to like shot call for them and guide them through the game, which will be better than the bottom teams. So that looks like they are right now.
It's an interesting time because as we record this, tomorrow Champions Queue will come out, which I think is what they're calling it, Champions Queue. So how have you been dealing with the LCS, or sorry, with the North American solo queue system? Because obviously a lot of players have had issues with the ping and the queue times and all that stuff whenever they come over here for the first time. And if it's bad, I mean, what do you think of the Champions Queue situation?
I mean, I guess Champions League will be better, right? They will playing with pro players, so like 20 pro players all the time. So it will be way better than playing with people that just play League for fun and really often troll your games. It happens quite often in high LNA, I noticed. And I think people will also try hard way more, so the games will be more useful, like in order to practice. Because I think right now, if you want to like get better as a player, you should just watch VODs of pro games and focus on like your like stuff that you can't really practice in solo queue, because I think in solo queue the game becomes too chaotic and everyone does random things. You can't really practice there much. So I think right now there will be like a better place for players to practice.
Yeah. It's good to hear your take on all of this. Thank you so much, Inspired, for the interview. Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you will keep cheering for us even though we just lost. I think we will be a very good team.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys continue to develop over the course of this year. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. Well, LCS is officially kicked off, and I know what you're concerned about, and that's just performance. How will North America perform? It's all about perform, perform, perform. Well, listen, I can tell you one great way to get an amazing performance, and that's with an Alienware computer. Yes, you could get the new Auroras available on alienware.com/Travis, or why don't you get a great notebook from them, maybe an M15 or X17 at alienware.com/Travis. They have great performance as well. And so who cares about how we perform this year when you've got the performance you need from Alienware?